Welcome back to Inside the Dog Pound. My next guest, Dylan Brown, here with the Fayetteville SwampDogs. Dylan, an outfielder slash second baseman. Got a chance to play second base the other day. How was that? First time in a while out here.
It felt foreign. I hadn't been there in a long time, but after a couple innings, I got my feet under me and I felt comfortable. So.
Now you're standard left fielder out of NC State, but you play center field in college.
Right.
What's the difference between center field and left field?
Just the spin of the ball. You got a lot more top spin, back spin, center field. In the corners, you got side spin, so the ball slices a lot on you. But, center field might be easier, so that might be why I like it a lot better.
Have to cover more ground, I'm assuming.
Right.
Now you're a sophomore coming to be here at NC State. You just got done your freshman year, and playing in the ACC, playing in front of probably, I would assume, a lot of family and friends, being from Clayton. What was that experience like for you, joining college baseball and having to play it in the ACC your freshman year?
It was unreal. My entire life, I worked hard to try to play, and the best ball I could. But the atmospheres are really good. They're all I could ask for. It's hard to perform at those levels, especially as a freshman. You have to kind of get your feet under you. It's really hard for me to do. My first half of the season, I struggled. But, once I got used to it and learned to relax through the game, it came a little easier. So.
What was the competition like for you entering fall camp as a freshman, trying to win what would be a starting center fielder's job?
Well, one thing I noticed is that it didn't matter what you did or how good you were. It's how you perform. I mean, you're competing for a job every day. If you're not competing, then you're not playing. So, taking that step from not having anything handed to you. I mean, everybody on the team is, the best of their town. So it's really hard to earn a job, and I didn't do that half of the year. So.
Dylan Brown, my guest. He's a Clayton, North Carolina native and a freshman right now, going to be a sophomore at NC State. Now, playing a little bit in front of your hometown in a sense. I mean, this was kind of the biggest Division I school, closest to you where you grew up. What was that experience like, having a lot of, I'm assuming, family and friends come watch you play a lot of the time?
That was really good. A lot of my high school friends were able to come see me play, and my family, it was very convenient for them to be there. My grandparents, they've liked to watch me play as long as I can remember, and it was easy for them to get to Raleigh because it was only 15-20 minutes west of where I actually live.
Sure.
And so it was really good to be around a lot of home faces.
Now, we just spoke with Zach Briggs about the crowds here at J.P. Riddle Stadium, and they are significant, 2,500, 3,500 people, and that's pretty good for summer collegiate baseball, usually top 1 or 2 in attendance in the Coastal Plain League. I feel like his experience is going to be a little different than yours. You played in the ACC, a lot of big stadiums. You play teams like Clemson, like Miami, like North Carolina. What was the best crowd you played in front of this year?
The best crowd was definitely the UNC NC State series at home. I think we had 5,000 sitting and one or 2,000 standing, which was a very good atmosphere to be in. At least the best that I had ever been in.
Right.
But on the road, I'd say Miami. Their fans were brutal, and their stadium was packed every game. So even though we got swept this year by Miami, but they were still going just as hard on Sunday as they were on Friday. So. That was a brutal crowd to play in front of.
Now, you play in a conference where there were a lot of teams that made it to the NCAA tournament, and a lot of them now into the College World Series. What was the toughest team you played this year?
Virginia, UVA. They were the most hard team to figure out. I mean, every pitcher they had was very, very good. Every position player was hard-nosed and played the game right. They played the game hard. They got a great coach, and their atmosphere is unreal. I mean, that might be the biggest atmosphere I played at. It's a very good town. That town's very dedicated to their players, and so it makes it easy for them to win.
Well, you're talking about a town being dedicated to their players. I'm talking with Dylan Brown. He's an outfielder right now for the Fayetteville SwampDogs, and this is a town in Fayetteville that is very dedicated to the SwampDogs. What have you noticed as the biggest thing since coming here about a week and a half ago? What's been the biggest thing that you've noticed about the SwampDogs with relation to the Fayetteville community?
I got here and didn't know what to expect. I'd heard nothing but great things about the Fayetteville SwampDogs, and so I was almost forced to believe them. But now that I'm here and I see how dedicated Fayetteville is to the Swamp Dogs, I mean, me and along with all my teammates, we really are thankful for it because it's a great atmosphere to play in. You know, every game no matter who we're playing or how hot it is or how cold it is, we're out here and they're here to support us, and that really helps, especially in the late innings and close games.
Well, and they've had a lot of late inning wins, and you've been a part of some of those. Now, the community involvement aspect of the program is, again, a big one with the camps and with the buddy baseball and everything that goes into being a Swamp Dog. What's been maybe the most impactful, and again, I know it's been a short time, but what have you had as far as the experience has been concerned with being involved out in the community as a representative of the Swamp Dogs?
You know, when I'm not playing baseball, I like to be around it. And so any chance I have to pass knowledge on to younger kids that older people have passed on to me, I like to do that. You know, any chance I can to talk or play the game of baseball, I like to cherish that moment. And so it couldn't make me any happier than to you know, maybe help younger kids that live in this community to help play the game of baseball. So.
Well, he's talking, of course, about the kids' camps that have had, one is in the books, 2 more coming up, and all the players get involved with that. Now, let's talk a little bit about Dylan Brown off the field. You are a Red Sox fan. You say you like baseball. What makes a kid from Clayton, North Carolina, a Boston Red Sox fan?
You know, back in the day, my favorite player was Manny Ramirez, back when he was, you know, big time in Boston, and you had David Ortiz. And that 2004 season really got me hooked after they came back on the Yankees down 3 games. But now it's Dustin Pedroia. He's a second baseman that I would like to try to mirror. He's a hard-nosed player about my size, and I ain't quite got the power that he has. But you know, maybe
not yet.
Maybe when I'm his age, I might have it. So.
Well, you told me before, you said you had the build of a Dustin Pedroia. If you were to kind of script your baseball career, where would you wind up playing? Outfield, second base? What would be your preference?
Outfield. You know, actually, I wouldn't mind. I've always told, you know, anybody I've ever talked to about it, if I can be on the field at all, I'm a happy man. So second base or center field, I'd be happy just to play the game. So.
When Dylan Brown's not playing baseball, what is his interest? Where can we find you if you're not on the baseball field? If you're told, hey, stay away from the field for a whole day, what are you doing?
I might be fishing, or I might be deer hunting.
Okay.
You know, I come from a small country community, so that's how I was born and raised, and that's what I enjoy doing.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nice leisurely activity, fishing.
Right. It's good therapy.
Biggest fish you caught?
We've caught some sharks trolling, actually, that are, you know, 30, 40 pounds. So the pool's good. It's a good adventure.
How hard is it to catch a shark?
It's pretty hard. I switch off with my brother. He's the true fisherman. He's a little bit stronger than I am, so I can't fight fish like he can.
Once the baseball career is done, whenever that might be, what's the next avenue career-wise for Dylan Brown?
You know, I'm going to school for sociology. I plan to get a minor in communications. I'd like to do something media-based toward sports, hopefully baseball. If I can't be playing the game, I want to be around it. So that's my plan. But you know,
where did you get that love of baseball? Was that, I mean, is that something that's been passed down from the family, or did it just kind of crop up with the first time you stepped on the field?
We know, like most you know, younger kids. When I was young, I played almost every sport. But I guess the basketball and the football kind of wear it off when my growing wear it off. So you know, I kind of shifted towards baseball, and you know, just watching TV, watching the Boston Red Sox, you know, the College World Series, it made me want to be the best baseball player I could be. And so I've really grown to love this game, and I hope to play it for as long as I can. One
person that you admire the most, maybe your idol growing up, maybe had the biggest impact on you, who would that have been?
My dad. You know, he's been there through my ups and downs, and there's been a lot of downs, and there's been a lot of ups. But you know, he has helped me find he calls it a happy medium, not getting too high when it's good or too low when it's bad. Because I mean, we all know baseball. If you fail 7 times out of 10, you're a Hall of Famer. So
sure.
So yeah, just my dad, just him being there for me my whole life really meant a lot to me. So
Dylan Brown, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Dylan Brown, my guest here. We'll be back to wrap up this version of Inside the Dog Pound right after this.